he said I'm a farmer. I've been a farmer for years, and I'm always telling people don't stick your hands in machines. He said, but I got off my tractor and the machine had stopped, and he went to shift some, I don't know if it was a Coke can or something that was in the field and killed the machine.
But he caged drinking Coke.
Oh, this is not the famous one. About 15 years, and he took his arm to the hospital, and he was making jokes. His arm was in ice.
He didn't take his. No. What it was his hand went in and the machine started again.
Yeah.
And it started pulling at his skin. Right. So like the skin was coming off his arm. Yeah. And it was going around the rollers, and he's pulling back like that, so he's like, oh god, and the skin's like being wrapped around, and it's like pulling it, so he can see his bone and stuff.
Oh no.
And he was there for like ages going, oh god. And he had a penknife in his pocket, so he got that out with the other hand, managed to open it. I mean that's
because they stick, don't they? After a while, I've got one of those Swiss Army knives.
Well, that's what it was.
I can't do it with two hands sometimes once they get all full of gunk.
He managed to do that with one hand. And cut away the skin.
That's not true, is it?
Yeah.
Has he learnt to farm again, like the drummer of Def Leppard? Has learnt to drum again?
And they got like just like the handles.
He's farm now with just one arm.
It was good because he was making a joke out of it and that.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's good, but
that doesn't mean you can, Steve. Then.
No, sure.
He had to cut his own flesh off to escape a combine harvester. Yeah. He doesn't need you know,
making voice cracks.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
I just always remember getting a hot plate out of the oven when I was younger, and that absolutely killed.
Yeah.
It stuck to my fingers, and I just thought the pain that you must have been going through.
Yeah. Must have been what? Must have been worse than a hot plate.
Oh.
It must have been worse than maybe dropping a pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
XFM.
That's nearly it.
That is pretty much it.
XFM 104.9. Fast approaching 3 o'clock.
It is indeed. Is that pretty much it, Carl? Is this our last link?
I'd wrap it up.
Yeah? Yeah, so would I, actually. A song for the ladies' time. And this is a song you put me onto, Rick.
It's a beautiful song.
Recall. Special View, aka Telescopic Love from The Only Ones. The B-side of Another Girl, Another Planet. Their only hit, maybe?
Well, yeah, I think one of them. But,
some great stuff on the best of The Only Ones, which it's just a band kind of...
Another Girl, Another Planet. That might be up for the best intro in a rock and roll record of all time. I'll put up Won't Get Fooled Again and Another Girl, Another Planet. Foxy, he's already putting up Money for Nothing.
Exactly.
So, maybe we'll run that competition next week.
Yeah, although Walk of Life is particularly good. Here comes Charlie singing oldies, goldies, bebopalula, baby, here. Oh, geez.
Oh, nonsense.
Walk of Life. Okay, so this is a Special View from The Only Ones, a song for the ladies, and that's it. See you next
time. Goodbye. Athlete and Westside on XFM 104.9, sunny day, 2007.
It's going so well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Going so well, but then, once again, the English language tripped you up.
The mouth with the tongue lips
exactly.
was all over the brain and talk. The brain and talk through the throat. Oh, dear.
Oh, language is his tool. Rick, I think we should do some introductions, because I think it seems to me every week we kind of... Everyone knows who you are, because you're, the face of the moment. But they forget who, me and the K-Man are.
Well, with me, Steve Merchant.
Hi.
And the K-Man, who's our producer and friend. And can I just say that I really look forward to this show.
Oh.
Right, I get, oh great, we're going to do a show and we're going to play some tracks we like and have a laugh. But now I'm looking forward to meeting Carl.
Of course.
Honestly, I come in and I see his face and I go, alright, and I'm, just great, like just a little friend. Do you know what I mean? You know when a kid comes around to play with him and you go, oh, and can I come out to play, and it's like little friends. It's like that with Carl.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't see him in the week, you see, we deliberately stay away from him in the week so that he'll be fresh to us.
Yeah,
it was, go on.
You start off friendly, like you did today, and as soon as Steve turns up, you start getting nasty and saying things about my little bald head.
No, I said, look, okay, right, listen, let me explain. Carl was making the tea, and you know those bins, the sort of like a round sort of Metal Mickey type bin that you can take off the thing? I went, oh, that would make a good little helmet. It would make it look like Metal Mickey because it's the same shape as his head.
Sure.
Right? And I put it on, and
so far, so good, Rick. No problem there. That's just two mates having a laugh.
Right.
You're putting a bin on another man's head.
Right. So I put it on, and the swing bit, through gravity and the angle, swung and hit him in the nose.
Sure.
Right? He went, ow! And I went, I said something like, it's alright.
Yeah, of course, because you were being amused.
Yeah, I said, it's alright, don't worry.
Yeah.
And he went, no, I've just washed my hair.
Yeah.
That annoyed me.
That did annoy you, sure.
Because there was lots of, like, shit and coffee and horrible gunk on
In his hair, or?
No, in in the inside of the bin.
Sure.
But what annoyed me is he's hardly got any hair.
Let's be honest, he looks like Moby.
Yeah, so I said, I took the bin off,
Yeah.
and I was having a laugh, and I thought, you
ruined my fun, is what
do you
you
know what I
did.
mean? I said, what's your hair? I said, we could do that now in 30 seconds.
Yes.
And he looked at me like I was in the wrong.
I know. Rick, that annoys me about him.
I know.
That doesn't annoy
Yeah.
me about him. But otherwise, he's like childlike.
Yeah,
in so
he's
many other
great.
ways. He doesn't understand that he's hurting your emotions and your feelings.
Yeah, but also, right, we were playing football, so I can't play football, right, and so we were playing
Was that just in
football.
the office, or?
Yeah, just in the office
yeah.
before he came, right, as well. And we were sort of kicking it back and forth, and I started kicking it a bit hard. And but he was quite good. I said, this is great, right? And we finished anyway, because we thought we'd break some. And I went, I bet you were quite good at football, weren't you? And I actually thought he looked like quite a natural, you know, I thought he'd be good, he's from the north, and I thought that's all he'd have. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And he went, I said, I suppose you're quite good at football, and he turned, the quickest flash, I went, I've scored once, right? He said, and that's because I was being chased by a bee. And I went, save it!
Yeah.
He went, no, I said, please save it, because I want to tell Steve that. No, you can continue now.
Please tell us the rest of the story. You've scored a goal once because you've been chased by a bee.
Yeah, you've done it now, really. I was on the,
There must be more to that story, man.
I was in the school team. I wasn't that good as a kid at football, to
Right.
be honest. Mainly down to, I think it's because my dad wasn't into football.
Right.
And I think that's the way it works, isn't it? If your dad's into it, then you could be a footballer when you're older,
Sure.
Yep.
because you're into it. And so I was in the school team because I got on with the other lads.
Uh-huh.
They let me in the team.
Popular guy, yeah.
Sure.
And yeah, I was stood there doing nothing because I didn't really know what to do. I never knew which way I was meant to be shooting.
Yeah.
Got all that messed up.
Yeah, it's a
I just stood there, right, and with my hands behind my back, and something landed on me, on like this part of my thumb.
you can't just point, it's radio.
It's this bit here.
Right, yeah.
The
base of
fleshy
your
bit,
thumb,
the
yeah.
fleshy bit of the
Fleshy
thumb, yeah.
And I thought, oh, what's that? And I looked down, and
It
it
was
was
a
a bee.
thumb. Oh, it was a bee, yeah.
It was a bee on me. So I start running,
Yeah.
try to get away from it, and bees, actually something interesting about bees, more chance of getting stung by a bee in windy weather than any other sort of weather.
That's incredible.
Anyway, so I'm running away.
And he said there was no more.
Extraordinary. I've already learned many things. You're being chased by the bees.
So
Windy.
I'm running.
It's on your thumb, is it still on your thumb now?
It's sort of gripping onto me like a stag beetle.
Clever.
I love it. Oh,
Or a bee.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm running, and I'm running towards like the goal.
Yeah.
Oh god! And the ball comes to me.
Yes.
Wallop, get it in.
Brilliant. What happened to the bee? Did it sting you?
They die, don't they?
I mean, ultimately it died, sure, but did that particular moment
I mean,
did it sting you?
this was probably about 20 years ago, so I imagine.
No. Once a bee stings you.
So did
that's
it sting
Yeah, but did it sting you?
Yeah.
Asking, you say you're on the school football team. Was there just 11 boys at your school?
Listen, Carl. All I mean is, at what point in this story did the bee sting you? Straight away,
After
or?
half time.
Play a record.
Depeche Mode, I Feel Loved, on XFM 104.9. It's about 17 minutes past 1 on
I
this
just-
Saturday.
Go on.
We'll never interrupt me when it's going that well.
Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking of.
That was my record. That was about 4 or 5 sentences.
True. I
They
don't know
had
what I was thinking. I was
semantic
bored of it.
syntax. There was capital letters, full stops,
Yeah.
grammar,
You didn't even
everything.
get the time out, did you? What
Why?
time was it? Quick, what time was it? I interrupted,
17
sorry, I
minutes
should have.
past.
I was so eager.
1. XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me, Smirch
Smirch.
and the K-Man.
The K-Man, we're all giving ourselves nicknames now.
Yeah.
Can I just clear something up? This is only a very, very personal thing. Lots of people who listen to the show that I've spoken to, friends of friends and stuff, they think that I'm the guy that plays Gareth in The Office, because my voice is obviously very similar.
It couldn't be further than the truth.
That's so not the case. If anyone's listening, they think
be
it's
better
me.
than the truth. It
I
could be
don't
like
want
a
to take
table
credit
playing
for
it.
Mackenzie's performance. That's a guy called Mackenzie
No.
Cook. He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen his performance. It's not me. Admittedly, he has loosely based his accent for the character on my accent, because obviously it's a comical accent. We'll all admit that.
Yeah.
We'll agree with that. But that's it. That's where the similarity ends.
Yeah. He's a good-looking fellow, isn't he?
He's a good-looking lad.
I mean, that's not
You're not
what
visiting me. I know.
No.
Because you're saying I'm a good-looking guy as well. You're just saying we're two differently good-looking guys.
Yeah, Carl, it's all people are all different looks. I mean, you could say Brad Pitt's good looking, but then you could say George Clooney's good looking, and they're both great looking blokes. They don't look alike.
Exactly.
So for me to say Steve and Mackenzie aren't alike, Mackenzie's a good looking fella.
Exactly.
You know,
Just mean
if you
that-
look
I
at
just
the
said
Venn
I can go
diagram
different
there, they weren't mutually exclusive. There would be a crossover of good lookingness.
Yeah,
and
I'm in
that'd
that pool with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
be wow.
Well, it's quite a big pool, Rick, and I'm in there, certainly with them.
Yeah, not. Yeah,
I mean, I'm in one of those Venn diagram circles.
you are. Yeah, you're over this one.
What
See
do you
what's in
mean?
there?
I noticed that's a separate one, floating off from all the others.
Yeah, lizards and parrots.
Ah, right.
Okay,
right.
so
it's good to be included in something, though. It's good to be part of a gang, Carl. That's very important.
Yeah.
And if that's cleared up,
Depeche Mode there, and I Feel Loved. Who would have thought Depeche Mode would have been that huge? I think I was seeing little lads from Basildon with little plinky plonky sound. I thought that'd be it. They'd be like Visage or something. That'd be it. And now they're stadium rock fillers. They're huge. They conquered America. He went through some hard times. He came into the rain. Well done.
but see, I think what you just said there is a very good example of why they are and why certain other bands aren't. Because if you think about it, for me, you see, whenever I think of a band name, if I see a new band's come along or whatever, I always use a very simple test, which is, can you imagine that you're the announcer at a huge event? Maybe it's like broadcasting around the world, like Live Aid or
Nelson
something.
Mandela
or it's a
concert.
Nelson Mandela Freedom concert.
Yeah.
And you can imagine someone
He's
going-
there. He's there.
Nelson's there.
Yeah, with the
Everyone's there.
Spice Girls.
Oh, they're all there. But you can imagine someone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Depeche Mode."
Yeah.
Ladies and
Rolling
gentlemen,
Stones. The Who.
exactly. But you can't imagine someone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Visage."
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome our headline act? Welcome Idlewild!
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Ned's Atomic Dustbin. It doesn't. Do you know what I mean? You just know.
The Levelers!
Some bands aren't going to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mega City 4. You know what I mean? It's
So it's
just.
a simple test. We'd like you to do that at
If
home.
you're thinking of starting a band, or you've just named your band, you're
Yeah.
just beginning, just phone in, tell us or email in, tell us what your
Yeah.
band name is,
And we will
will
do-
use that simple
And
test.
we will do the test. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage
the Franken Walters.
Jimmy Eat World?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Cooper Temple Claws. I don't think it's going to happen for those lads.
Here's a good
It's a
one.
simple test anyway, but
100 reasons, please welcome to the stage. 100 reasons.
100 reasons I think would work quite well. I'm just going to give the email address, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Reasons, if I could.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage, Pop Will Eat Itself. Carl, have you got like a sound effect or something of like, get the atmosphere
Cheering.
we're going to test?
Cheering. We'll seek it out with.
Have you got something there? Have a look on there. I'm just looking in the NME for the kind of forthcoming gigs of the smaller known bands, and it might be a useful place to just begin the.
Ladies and gentlemen, peoples around the world, will you please welcome to the stage Chumba Awamba?
Have you got a sound effect? Have you got one? Nice, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage the Parkinsons? Playing in Leicester this week, so look forward to
That's a
that.
good plug, isn't it?
Let me see who else.
If anyone wants to pop down to Leicester to see the Parkinsons.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Cyclefly.
Okay.
Oh, there's a genuine one here. This is someone that Simon's emailed, and he says, "Will you just test this name for us?" Okay, Carl, if you can. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage, Coach? Not utterly convinced.
No,
it's not too bad. It's not.
I'm worried about the sound effect. We start to sound like Chris Moyles or something when we play a sound
Well, he's a
effect.
top broadcaster. Everyone loves him.
Losing weight as well.
He is hilarious. funny man. Just there's one more coming here. I'll just check this one.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, this is Chris in Oxford, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, Meanwhile Back in Communist Russia.
Is that a band?
I assume so.
I assume it's his band.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Well, how does he listen to us in, hold on, man, this is only local radio. How does he listen to us in Oxford?
Well, if only there was some kind of digital format that he could listen via the web net.
What is it?
What is
Can
the,
do that.
What is it?
What?
how does he listen in Oxford?
You can listen on Sky Digital,
Go on.
channel 864,
Lovely.
864. Yeah.
and
On the
on the
internet?
web,
Yeah.
Okay, what would that web address be?
xfm.co.uk.
Sure.
Click on the audio,
Yep.
and you get XFM 10 seconds behind it actually happened.
Perfect.
Just out of interest, what's the point of saying that if they can't sort of get us in London to listen to that, because they won't be, and they're either in London, so they won't go through this nonsense, or they're in Leicester, and they can't hear us saying Sky Digital.
Yeah, we haven't thought that through at all.
Because you might work in London for a bit, and then have a
Go
month
back and spread the word.
and like leave,
Go back and spread the word. Disciples.
move back to Leicester,
Yeah.
tell your mates.
Yeah. Soon,
any number of combinations.
soon XFM is the most listened to radio station in Britain.
Yeah.
What we need is people on Radio 2 to give it a plug every day.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah, or Radio 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the big rivals, Virgin.
Yeah.
I mean, we've often plugged Virgin. It's a good station.
105.8 Virgin Radio London.
Great station. Really good station.
Hard 106.2.
Lovely.
You're listening to Magic 105.4.
Are you getting? You're getting quite a lot of voiceover work now, aren't you?
I am. Yeah.
That's not.
I've stopped all that though.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. It was
You know.
good.
Well, I'm all right now. I've got a bit of money.
Classic 60s bands. I've just suddenly. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage the Scaffold.
Oh, the Scaffold. You
remember the Scaffold, Carl?
You picked the lead singer looks a bit like him, but you know his brother that is in the Scaffold, don't you? Mike McGear. Do you know his brother that is?
What?
Do you remember the Scaffold? They did.
Yeah, I remember
We'll
the
drink a to Lily the Pink, the
And
Pink, the
didn't they
Pink,
do
the
that
Pink. Oh,
the Roses
human
advert?
Yeah. Thank you very much for the entry. Iron. Do you know whose brother that is?
Whose brother? The lead singer?
No, the Mike McGear in it. The sort of one of the main men in it.
He's one of the songwriters in
Yeah. No,
the
I don't.
Scaffold.
Paul McCartney.
You're
Is he?
joking.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah. That's Paul McCartney's brother. Think of that when they're going for Christmas. So I think Lily the Pink was what, about 1970?
Yeah. It was number one, wasn't it? Christmas
Yeah,
number one.
yeah, big number one. Yeah, I might don't know if it was Christmas number one. Two Little Boys was 1969. Last year.
That definitely was number one.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was
Scaffold
Christmas
was.
number one.
It was, because I remember I did it in
Really?
Scaffolds, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they go home for Christmas, and Mrs. McCartney goes, "All right, boys, how are you, Paul? How are you doing?" "I'm just starting a new band called Wings." "Yeah, oh yeah. So this is Linda." "All right, don't sit down." "Mike, what are you doing?" "Just had number one." Brilliant, round of applause. "How many number ones do you have, Paul?" 19. Still, we know what we like, don't we?
We'll drink the human race.
Paul goes, "Wow, if you want to." The long and winding.
Boring. We'll
Oh,
drink
wow.
Linda, do you want to be in the Scaffold? We're probably going to go on tour and stuff. I know you love it. Well, I quite like it. Yeah. We'll
Whoa,
drink.
Well,
What's it called?
you're not going to be in Wings if you're going to play with him.
Well, I got make a tricky decision. I mean, that's a great song.
What are you
Everyone's
doing-
loving it. It's
what are you-
Christmas number one.
What are you doing eating his bacon?
Well, I love it.
You don't eat bacon.
Yeah, but I love the music. He's a great
Stop
guy.
it. What are you doing?
Well, I just, I love the music. We'll
can't
drink
believe it. No.
No, you don't.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so... Oh, shut
Thank you very much for that.
Aintree Iron.
Oh, imagine that, because imagine that even going, well, you've had 19 number ones. I mean, it can be around time. Yeah, if things stay like this with the Scaffold, I'm going to rule the 70s.
Yeah, if things that carry on going like they're going now, the Scaffold, ladies and gentlemen, please
Welcome to the stage, Beck.
Oh, nice one. Dandy Warhols. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dandy Warhols.
There you are, it's
Get off.
never going to
That sounds like Levelers crossed with Wonder Stuff.
Rubbish, isn't it, really? I mean,
Well,
it's fine, it's chirpy.
It's a nice old song, but it's it's not...
It's that thing of it's just not essential. You
I can't
just
love
don't
it.
really need it in your life. If it never occurred, you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know what Carl just said?
Go on.
Were you listening?
Not really.
He looked out the window, and he looked at me, and he was looking at me, and I looked over at him, and I said, "See, that would be good to die now." Like, what? He went, "That weather, that would be good to die." And I said, "Of what?" He went, "Old age."
Yeah.
What's going on up there?
He's a philosopher, Rick.
He is,
He's
isn't
on
he?
a different
No,
plane
you
to
can't
us.
just say it like that. The other week, I came in when it was really miserable, and I said to you, "God, can you imagine dying today?"
Yeah.
Because
Whereas today you feel it would be a much better day to die because it's
you have
bright.
the curtains open, sun
Sure.
shining. It's like...
I mean, you'd
well,
still be a bit angsty about the dying thing, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't suppose that would be alleviated.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll still be broadcasting, when one of us reaches that happy moment, and we can check.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of emails, Rick, coming in about band names. I think a lot of people are going wrong for a simple reason. They think it's funny to have an ironic band name.
Yeah.
They think it's a bit comical, and I just don't think there's any great bands that have had a comical name that have made it into stadium
What
filling.
was that band? Where's Me Jumper? What were they
I
called?
don't know what they were called. I mean, the obvious example of one that was never going to make it internationally.
Splodgeness Abounds? Splodgeness Abounds?
No.
I like them, though.
Splodgeness Abounds.
Splodgeness Abounds, they were great.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine.
USM.
These are some of the ones we've had emailed in. These are bands obviously that haven't made it so far, and I don't think they will. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Lazy Birds. Nope.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Paperclips.
That's not a real band,
That's what
is it?
someone sent in.